It's become part of the city's culture, identity, history. But this sport goes beyond the fortress. The Scarlet and Gray.
The UNLV men's hockey team has dominated.
Our boys in silver.
It's a great opportunity. It's a great challenge. It's the right time. It feels right.
The Monsters in the north.
The Golden Knights are beefing up their minor leagues with the Night Monsters. They begin playing this upcoming season.
And the next generation.
When we scored the overtime goal, it's like, really? That just happened?
The Vegas Junior Golden Knights girls made history by becoming the first female hockey team to represent the state.
They live at the rink. They love the game.
Vegas wanted hockey, Vegas got hockey.
Covering every local team on the ice, this is Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Welcome inside another edition of Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I am your host, Vince Sapienza. The Golden Knights, Silver Knights, in the midst of a bit of a skid, while the Night Monsters and the Skating Rebels continue to rack up the wins. A lot to get into this one, so let's fire home a snapshot of what is in store over the next 30 minutes. We'll look back at the week that was, plus give you a first-hand look at a once-in-a-lifetime experience for one lucky medieval maniac. We'll check in with the bench boss in Tahoe as the Night Monsters reach their midpoint of their inaugural season. Plus, junior defenseman Dylan Ford from the UNLV hockey program joining us in studio. And one of the best Clear the Ice segments of the season. But first, Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee is affectionately known as Smashville. Known this week, the Golden Knights opened up a 3-game road trip, feeling that smash right away. Despite having their full complement of players for just the 4th time all season, it was undoubtedly one of the worst of the season, as they were limited to just 2 shots on goal in the first 30 minutes, digging themselves a 4-0 hole before, in the end, losing 5-3. And to make matters worse, it came against one of the biggest fan favorites in franchise history. Here's a look back at what was an emotional day through the eyes of Jonathan Marchessault.
The Vegas Golden Knights select Jonathan Marchessault.
The Vegas Golden Knights have made NHL history.
Marchessault picks it up, walks in, Jonathan scores!
Good shift by Jonathan Marchessault, doesn't quit on the puck to the forehand.
Wrist shot towards the net and he scores!
First hat trick as a Golden Knight.
The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
You know, it was nice I got a couple guys I went to dinner with last night. It was just really nice to see them. You know, it's one of those things that you've seen them every day of your life for a lot of years, and after you don't, so it's like kind of a tough situation when it happens, but it was just great to see all of them. And yeah, tonight I know how they play. They're a really good team that been successful for a lot of years, and I think it's a good challenge for us, and obviously it's going to be a lot of emotions for me, but I mean, I'll try to do my best and help my team win a hockey game.
Now up ice, Marchessault with a step and a save, stamps it up. Marchessault feeds it out in front, loose puck, score! There is Steven Stamkos. Now down low, Stamkos, short side, score! Set up by Marchessault.
I think a lot of guys were excited for him, excited to try to play their best game. I think that helped us kind of get some energy early. We want to put a good show on for him.
A great pass. Marchessault just finds Stamkos.
Taken in the expansion draft, Jonathan Marchessault spent 7 seasons with the Golden Knights, where he quickly became a fixture in the community. From helping a city heal in its darkest days, to leading Vegas to the top of the hockey world.
In their 6th National Hockey League season, the Vegas Golden Knights have won the Stanley Cup.
It was an abrupt ending for many this past summer when Marchessault and management couldn't come to terms on a new deal.
When I woke up July 1st, I was like, all right, let's make a deal somewhere.
So he took his talents to the Music City, circling this game and a couple others on the calendar.
Vegas is in Nashville. The Western Conference teams meeting for the first time this season.
Marchessault played a little more than 17 minutes, picked up an assist, and was a +2 in his first game against his former team. But for him, what mattered most was getting the win.
Predators hang on for a 5-3 win.
It was definitely a special game for me. It was weird to see everybody on the other side, you know, as those are all guys that I really love, and we have a special bond, the whole organization there. So, yeah, it was definitely weird, but when puck was dropped, I think my first shift I was pretty exhausted, but after I was able to perform well, I think, and just to see everybody just perform. I thought it was a good game for us.
So a good game for Marchessault, but a great game for Pavel Dorofeyev, who scored the first hat trick of his career. Despite registering just 1 goal in the entire month of December, the 23-year-old has 6 in January and 5 in the last 2 games up until that point, leading the team with 19 in total. Bruce Cassidy says it was the lone bright spot on an otherwise ugly performance.
What a waste, huh? I mean, you know, a guy scores a hat trick on the road and you get no points, so that is great for him. We needed 1 more goal, so we needed 4 total, obviously, just to get points. He got 3 of them, so that's the good news. But good for him. I'm happy to see him come out of it. He was struggling to score there for a while and kept to his game. And the other day, got a couple of nice power play goals for us. That's probably the poorest we've played for 30 minutes in my 2.5 years here in it. And sometimes the score gets lopsided and you're playing okay. It's just bad bounces and whatnot. It happens, right? They get some, but this was poor play. I have no idea, to be perfectly honest with you. I'd like to tell you that I don't know. I've never seen us that listless and get knocked off pucks and lose battles. So sometimes when you look around the room and you see your full lineup, you think, okay, we're all set now, we're good, everyone's playing. Maybe there was a little bit of that complacency, I don't know. But you're going to come out of it quicker, I think, than that, typically. But that's certainly not us. It's not the team I'm used to seeing. So that's when we'll have to look at it a little closer in the next couple days.
Now, after that game in Nashville, Bruce Cassidy healthy scratching Alexander Holtz in favor of Cole Schwindt. But we start this one in the third, not even a minute in. Lady Luck bouncing the wrong way for Vegas. Noah Hanfin tries to clear it. Instead, the puck goes off his stick and underneath Aiden Hill. Jackson Blake gets credit for the goal as Carolina take a 2-1 lead. And then 5 minutes later, the guys in goal pressing get caught in a 2-on-1 situation. And Seth Jarvis makes his second deposit of the evening. It's a 3-1 lead. Shea Theodore would cut the deficit to 1 on the power play as he whips this one in from the blue line. His 5th of the season, but that is as close as this one would get as Vegas falls short 3-2.
I think we've gotten through a lot in this locker room. You know, stuff happens. It happens to everyone. Just a bad bounce, but you know, I think going forward we have to try and get back on track a little bit faster and try and get the momentum back.
All right, go to the ice at the United Center where the guys in gold saw a familiar face in Alec Martinez, but we start with another new face. Victor Olofsson lighting the lamp, opening the scoring with his 10th of the season. How about that feed from Alex Pietrangelo? Olofsson, the finish, his 100th NHL goal, 200th NHL point, makes it 1-0. But the Hawks storm back in a big way. 3 goals in the final 4 minutes of the period, putting Vegas in 3-1 hole after 1. So we jump to the second. Nick Hague trying to provide a spark, didn't like a hit Pat Maroon put on Keegan Colasar at the end of the first, so they exchanged pleasantries and punches, and that seemed to wake up at least 1 goal tonight. Tomas Hertl getting behind the Blackhawks blue line, finds Twine, and then a few minutes later, Vegas on the power play. It's Hertl down low with the redirect, his 2nd of the night, 4th in the last 4 games, and we're tied at 3. However, just before the second period horn, Seth Jones regains that Chicago lead. The Roadies trailed by 1 after 2, and that would prove to be the winner as the Knights lose for just the 3rd time ever in regulation in Chicago, 5-3 the final.
For whatever reason, it's just not clicking super well offensively right now for us. So, and then kind of led to, you know, maybe a few mishaps to give them some looks in the last couple nights. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to stand here and say I'm thrilled with what's happening, but it's preventable stuff, and we'll be ready to go on. Get ready to start preparing for this next couple weeks before the break.
Now, the Golden Knights' struggles really started earlier this month when they were shut out by the New York Islanders. And while that game in particular is not looked on fondly by the team, it is a day one member of the Medieval Maniacs won't soon forget.
The boys are killing it this year.
Meet Daniel Grodzki.
Best name yet, really.
A Henderson native who went from being a fan to a member of the franchise. Daniel won Vegas's annual Day Under the Helmet sweepstakes, sponsored by NACV Injury Law. a prize that earned him a one-day contract with the team.
This is something money really can't buy. Like, it's an experience that I first never thought I would win. You know, I've been entering these things for a long time, and to finally win one, especially one of this caliber, is amazing.
After meeting with team president Kerry Buboltz, Daniel got to watch the guys in gold up close during morning skate. Fast forward a couple hours.
Game 41, the official middle of the season has arrived.
And he and his wife were sitting against the glass at T-Mobile Arena.
I feel like it's definitely a dream come true for him. Like I said, he's like a diehard fan, and we've been watching since day one, being born and raised from Vegas, and it's just an awesome experience. He's definitely a super fan.
Daniel says he wears his VGK gear every day, whether at home or at work, and has watched every game since day one.
It's once in a lifetime for us. And
unbelievable.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's actually happening, but we're here. But again, it's so cool. I appreciate everyone being a part of this and doing this for people. And I hope people see that you can actually win these things, because again, I've been entering for years, and I'm so excited to finally win one. And I hope people see that and enter and support the teams and these companies that support them.
All right, despite all the ice, we're just getting warmed up here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. When we return, the Night Monsters continue to rack up the wins in their inaugural season. We'll hear from their head coach as we reach the midpoint of the ECHL season and ask what's next and what's in the water in Tahoe.
You're watching Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Welcome back inside Hockey in the Desert Weekly. Vince Sapienza here. It may be a new year, but it seems to be the same old results for the Silver Knights in 2025, who have the second fewest wins and points in the American League. And their struggles were on full display midweek in Coachella Valley, who gave up 5 unanswered goals in the middle stanza. They fell 6-3 to the Firebirds, marking their 25th regulation loss of the season, which is the most in the AHL. Now, the Silver Knights did bounce back over the weekend, picking up their first win in nearly 2 weeks, thanks to a Herculean performance. Goaltender Carl Lindbaum, the rookie, stopping all 25 shots he faced, earning his second shutout of the season. Jonas Aranberg scoring the game winner in the third on the power play, his 6th goal of the season in a 1-0 victory.
Obviously our goalie was very well. Carl was dialed in right from the start, swallowed up a lot of pucks. There wasn't many second chances at the net, but there was a commitment from our team to defend. I commend our guys on our response, ready to go right from the drop of the puck tonight.
Sometimes it just clicks. I feel like I can keep calm out there, breathing, seeing the puck well, and just feeling good right now. But on a game like this, when I feel like I'm seeing the puck, you somehow find the puck laying somewhere and you can try to get over there. Some days you don't, some days you do, and it's just a good feeling when you do, for sure.
Carl's found his game here. He's come back off that injury. He's found his game. I think we're starting to understand where his strengths are as a team, the shots he can give up that we don't have to worry about rebounds laying around, so a real good job by him.
Let's gets the rebound, centers it there, Stroh's point blank, score! Jet Jones breaking hearts in the Heartland.
The Night Monsters do it again. That was Colin Kapoor on the call as Tahoe take 2 out of 3 games on the road in Iowa over the weekend. Vegas's ECHL affiliate have won 16 of 22 games since December, putting them atop the division, 2 points out of first place in the Western Conference, and their 51 points, top 5 in the entire league. This week, we caught up with head coach Alex Lowe and asked what he's learned about his team during their inaugural season.
I think it's just we can score. We're dangerous. I mean, we can put the puck on the net at any time. We have the ability to do it. I mean, I think we're leading goals right now still. It's kind of what we expect coming in. Honestly, to be as defensively solid as we were to start the year was a bit of a surprise. And now I think you're seeing a little bit more of what our team is about. I think we can shore up the defensive side for sure. I don't think we ever want to be giving up 3 and 4 goals a game, if not more. So we can fix that, but it's nice to always have that ability to outscore your opponents, to find ways to win rather than feeling like you have to hold the team to 1 or 2 goals to have any chance.
Now, don't forget, if you can't get up to Tahoe, you can watch the Night Monsters on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Your next chance will be Friday, January 24th, when they take on Fort Wayne. And last week, the Night Monsters got some extra firepower courtesy of the Silver Knights. Henderson assigned Jakob Demick to Tahoe ahead of their series with Rapid City. Demick was the Golden Knights' 4th-round pick in the 2021 entry draft and played his first pro season last year with HSK, where he put up 7 goals and 16 points in 55 AHL games.
For Demick, it's just getting his feet back under him. He's only played 1 game in about the last 10 months, I think is what he was saying. So he's just been trying to get his feet back underneath him and get ready to play back in the American League, because he's an American League player all day. He's just coming here to get back up to speed. So he, like you saw the scratch on Saturday, he doesn't play back. He's not going to play back-to-backs. They still want to make sure that they're managing his injury well so that he doesn't re-aggravate it or anything like that. But when he's in the lineup, we're free to use him as we see fit.
Still ahead on Hockey in the Desert Weekly, it is time to turn our attention to the Scarlet and Gray as they are each week Skating Rebels here in studio. Joining us is Junior D-Man Dylan Ford. We'll talk about the weekend road sweep in Missouri and what's ahead. Welcome back inside Hockey in the Desert Weekly. Vince Sapienza. We talk gold, silver, even that Tahoe teal. Time for the Scarlet and Gray. And to do that, we had to bring in the Skating Rebels in studio as we do each week. Dylan Ford, junior defenseman for the UNLV hockey team. Happy belated birthday. It was his birthday this past weekend, and what a weekend it was to celebrate. Another road sweep for the Skating Rebels. Talk about the road trip. Some tough travel, but you guys get the job done.
Yeah, we were happy with our effort. I mean, obviously it's always nice to get 2 wins. There's always places that we can improve, but that's the whole point of it, right?
So 19-1-1, currently ranked 2nd in the ACHA at this juncture, but when you look specifically at this past weekend, what do you like the most out of the way the boys are playing right now?
I think this weekend we really had to change our game. It was a bit grittier. So, you know, we had to play a lot more simple. And we faced some adversity. We were tied going into the 3rd, both games. And we came out with a win. So we were happy with that.
So now, you know, as a guy who's been here for a minute now, as you look at the way this team is ascending, right? Yeah. Building off last year's championship game run and getting to where you want to go now, what do you like most about where this team is at and the ascension that you guys have?
I think we're just a really deep team. The new guys that came in have really, really helped us out. And, yeah, we're really happy with how everything's kind of coming together.
And, man, look at that. Look how much fun you guys. The Sellies are absolutely elite, whether it's home or away.
For sure.
I mean, just what is the group? What is the identity of this group off the ice?
I mean, we're pretty tight off the ice. We all get along pretty well, and we did right away. We all have similar interests away from the rink, so that's really brought us together.
Golf, right? Golf's a big.
Yeah, golf's a huge one for us.
Where do you sit in the golf pecking order?
I'm definitely in like the lower half of the team. We got some good golfers on this team.
Okay, let's stick to the hockey where everybody is good, especially on this team. But this is a big week for you because it's the annual midnight game.
Yes.
What do you like most about the midnight game, or is that a tough one to kind of get ready for because the afternoon naps get a little messed up there?
I mean, the routine's different for sure, but it's always fun playing in an atmosphere like that. I mean, the Greek life really shows out at UNLV that night, and yeah, we just love doing it.
I mean, just can you talk a little bit more about what that home ice means? Obviously, my family's been able to experience it, and they have a great time. Anybody who goes, it's like they're automatically hooked. What is the secret sauce, aside from the wins on the ice, that makes CNA so great?
I think it's just, I mean, we got the stands on the one side, right? So it kind of it's a little bit of a smaller venue, and we pack as many people as we can in there, so it gets loud. And, you know, our team really feeds off stuff like that. So we're really fortunate to have the fan base that we do.
San Diego State coming up this week at home, City National Arena. So, again, that midnight game is a Thursday night, Friday morning puck drop, just for those that need a little more clarification. But San Diego State, what is the challenge that they present? And what kind of, what do you hope to build off, I guess, this weekend in particular?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just getting our confidence up. San Diego State's a good team. They get better every year. So, yeah, we're just going to treat it like every other weekend, get 2 wins, and then move on.
What's the mood right now? Because, you know, as the calendar shifts to 2025, you know, we're getting closer and closer to that national championship tournament. You know, spring is quickly coming. Does it feel like the season's moving fast? Because I know it's a long season.
Yeah.
The days go by slow, but the weeks go by quick.
Yeah, I know it's going by really quick. The focus level is definitely turning up every game. Yeah, we're getting really excited for the really important hockey coming up, and we just want to keep building on what we've done so far.
Okay, I have to ask you one more time. We weren't going to talk about this, but I can't not. The Denver game.
Yeah.
Are you still? It feels like you guys are still glowing after that win. How would you describe it and your vantage point from it?
It was the highlight of my hockey career, like by far. It was like one of the best days of my life. Honestly, it was unbelievable. I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of it, and I'm glad that we could do it for UNLV as well. Super proud to be a Rebel for sure.
That is Dylan Ford, the junior defenseman for the Skating Rebels. Dylan, always appreciate the time. Thank you so much. We'll chat down the line. For sure. But we are not done here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. When we return, it is time to clear the ice. Keep it here. Welcome back. It is now time to check in with the continuing quests of the Golden Knights from yesteryear, and we start in the Berg. Chandler Stevenson breaking the ice with his 6th of the season, a shorthanded goal, and the 300th point of his NHL career. The first shorty of the season for Seattle, the two-time Stanley Cup champ, is second on the Kraken in scoring. Let's check in with Logan Thompson, who is having an absolute year, crushing it in the crease for the Caps this past week, posted back-to-back shutouts, 3 wins in total. LT has picked up 21 wins in 26 games played for Washington. Thompson now top 5 in the league in goals against average and save percentage and victories. All right, well, let's take another trip to Nashville, where Chicago came in and threw themselves a Marty party. Alec Martinez taking this one to the bank. His 2nd as a member of the Blackhawks. His shot goes off the boards, hits the back of the Preds netminder, finds Twine, the former 3-time Cup champ, has 6 points in 18 games played at that point with the Hawks. And as we wrap up Hockey in the Desert, it is time once again to clear the ice.
And the Sabres play it back down to the Penguin zone. Nedeljkovic is going to go for the empty net. He's got a chance. Alex Nedeljkovic scores!
If you know me, if you know this show, if there is a goalie goal, you will see it. Right here on Clear the Ice, Alex Nedeljkovic buries the biscuit in the basket from distance. Now, what's even more impressive, he had an assist in the game. The first goaltender with a goal and an assist in the same game. Doesn't stop there. He scored a goal at the ECHL level, 2 in the AHL level, and now the NHL. That's Clear the Ice. This has been Hockey in the Desert Weekly. We'll see you next week.